Hey, welcome interwebs. It is time for some Into the Borderlands. Look at all these smiling, shining faces. Woo! D&D time. So here we are on Castle Mac once again, gang. How's everybody?
So good.
Awesome.
Pretty darn
Awesome.
good.
I'm
Awesome,
all right.
awesome. Cool. Well, we're excited to play some more D&D. This is the 5e adaptation of the original B1 module Into the Unknown, produced by Goodman Games. And we are in the midst. We've been dungeon crawling for about 4 days of game time. I think this is session 11 if my math is anywhere sort of close. But we've been at it for a while. And what I want to do real quick here, again, I'm Wiley Hobbit. I'm your DM. And let's go around the room here real quick and just introduce our players. Let's start with you, Shannon.
Hi everybody, I'm Shannon, Channel Logic across all the internet, and I will be playing the Earth Genasi Ranger Barbarian, Flint.
All right, very good. Tell us about Letherus, Abby.
I'm Abby Nascasia Dio, also across the internet, but I mostly just go to school for zoology, so I don't do anything. Letherus is... Sorry, a cat just showed up suddenly. Letherus is the Minotaur Barbarian.
All right, very good. How about Ms. Misery? What's going on with you tonight?
Oh, well, we're going to be dungeon crawling some more. But I am Miss Misery here on Twitch, and Miss underscore Misery. You know what? Just look at my freaking tag right there. On the Twitter. And I'm playing Harlow, the Tiefling Warlock.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Devin, tell us about Pavel.
Hello, I'm Devin, and I'm playing Pavel Mansard, the human arcane archer. Very excited.
Very excited. Yes, some D&D. We normally also have Sheena Likes the Villain with us. She's on a little hiatus right now from gaming, so she'll be back here in a couple more sessions. Shout out to her. And so just to catch you all up, we're again playing the Into the Borderlands game, the Goodman Games 5e, the classic Into the Borderland B1 module. And the last session began with our intrepid adventurers facing down a harpy. They had climbed their way up into what turned out to be this old decrepit watchtower that was part of Cascaton. And in the upper loft level, they discovered this nasty, wicked harpy who managed to charm Pavel. And he was making his way up there. He wanted to hang out with that harpy in the worst way, much to the dismay of his party members. But they managed to defeat the harpy and the winged kobolds that were up there defending her, and looted her area up in the top loft of that tower. And then they decided it would be best to just keep on with the dungeon crawl. So after a long rest, the party decided to head back into the queue, or Cascaton, the residence of Zeligar and Rogan. And the group is on a mission to find a thing called Zeligar's Bane, or the Star of Ages, for Lord Thanon, who sent them on this little mission. So they went back into the dungeon and found themselves kind of near the entrance where they began things. And thankfully, they've been clever enough, because this place is a bit of a labyrinth. A lot of turns and twists, things doubling back on themselves, tricky passageways. And of course, we're going theater of the mind, which makes it even more challenging to dungeon crawl, especially on a streamed game. So kind of full on old school, including the use of our friendly little dice here too. So you won't see any Roll20 action or anything tonight as we resume play. And so when we finished things up, they had just cleared a room. It appears to be an old dining hall for the complex. And they had come into the room and disrupted or interrupted what appeared to be some sort of a nasty, evil, vile, unholy ritual, complete with 3 ghouls and an ogre zombie. And so we join our party at the conclusion of that battle. Now, it's also important to note that the group has leveled up, and that will kick in after this evening's long rest, as they have spent most of the day crawling and so forth. And so they're to the end of their 4th day in the dungeon, and they've just cleared the room. And again, just to give you a description of the room, and we'll dive into this thing. It's a 20 by 40 foot long room. Looks like it must have been at one point some kind of a dining hall. There's a beautifully carved wooden mantle that surrounds the room all the way around at about 7 feet up, almost like a very, very high chair rail, if you will. The stone walls are carved in some pleasant kind of pastoral designs. I think maybe to just set apart this room from much of the rest of the bare stone sort of utilitarian vibe this place has. There's a number of table and chairs in the room, all being just fairly typical wooden chairs, tables. There's a bit of pale green mold here and there. It doesn't look to be an issue or anything like that, but it's definitely very mildewy and dingy smelling here. In the northeast corner of the room, there are a couple of carved wooden chairs that look to be perhaps Zeligar and Rogan's chairs that would have been moved out to at the head of one of the tables. So there's a door on the south wall. The room is 20 feet south to north and 40 feet west to east. And in the southeastern corner, there's a 10-foot wide kind of an alcove that goes about 25 feet down to a door that is closed. And that is the room in which you find yourselves. You entered through a door in the western wall at the southwest corner of the room. And so let's go ahead and get things started. What would you like to do now that you've vanquished your undead foes?
Well, I'm going to immediately set to cutting all of their heads off.
Is there a fireplace we can stick them in?
Starting out strong.
There is no fireplace in this room.
Stick them in a corner, set them on fire. I'm gonna walk around the walls of the room, just kind of feeling and seeing if I can find anything secret or interesting on the walls itself.
Okay. There's the door you entered in on the western wall there. Nothing on the chair rail or the kind of that ledge that encircles the room along the wall. And then you have the door that goes down that little hallway, 20-foot hallway, and it's in the southern wall there down in that nook.
It's getting pretty late, I think. Hard to tell in here. But we can either, check out a few more rooms. I mean, we've got our bearing now. We know where we are. So we can either explore a little bit more, hit up a couple of the areas we haven't been to, or we could rest.
I wouldn't mind sleeping. I'm pretty tapped out.
It's been a long day.
I don't really want to sleep in a room with this dead stuff. Why don't we try that door? And I'll point to the south where that door is.
We can look through there, yes. And then if that's not really a viable room, I know how to get back to what was her name? Melissa's room.
Yeah, right now the area of the dungeon that you're in is just beyond the entrance.
Yep.
Where you met those two big statues and so forth. You're right back at that basic area.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we can go back to Melissa's room then, after we check out this room.
Yeah. All right. Mark it and head on through.
Who's Melissa?
Good question. We think she was the wife of Rogan?
Or a mistress of?
Mistress of? Was it Rogan or Zeligar? I don't remember.
It was Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But she has a fairly nice bedroom here. So. Yeah, we'll head through the door.
Okay. So you open the door, not locked. You look into the room and it opens into a 20-foot wide, and that is west to east. It's 20 feet wide, and it is about 40 feet deep going south. And it appears to be maybe a sitting room or a lounge. There are several earthenware tankard mugs hanging from a row of hooks high along one wall. There's long wooden bench seats actually attached to the wall on each side of the room facing the center of the room. The centerpiece of the room is a full-sized carved statue of a nude human female beckoning with arms out in front of her in a very alluring pose. There's an ale keg set kind of in one corner of the room. And there are a few also unadorned hooks that don't have mugs on them. So it appears to be what you might consider a drinking room or something along those lines.
Aetherius covers his eyes.
I'll cover Pavels and just say, why do they always have to be naked?
It's not like I've never seen anything like that. Thank you very much. I
mean, I did have to strip and stuff to go into the pool of acid, so
Yeah.
y'all have at least seen one naked lady.
But
I don't know about you. I haven't.
Letherius here, and I take like a piece of fabric or something, and I throw it over the statue.
Yeah, there were a couple of nasty tablecloths on those tables in the dining hall. You could use something like
I
that.
cover its immodesty.
Thank you.
Not a problem, bud.
Sweet summer child.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful statue, big marble.
Yeah, I try to arrange the fabric at least decently so it doesn't just look like
Tastefully.
I covered it in a tarp.
Tasteful.
So now it's wearing like a really shitty like robe or something. It's sort of how I threw it on there.
All right, so you're in this room. What would you like to do in here?
Are there any other doors, or is this seem to be the...
It appears that you've entered through the only door that's in the room.
That's good. It'll be easily defensible if we stay here for the night. Supposedly.
Supposedly. Are there... So you said this is a sitting room of some sort. There's like chairs and stuff like that, or benches?
Yeah, there's kind of a bench affixed to the wall that goes all the way around the perimeter of the room.
Yeah, I'll take a quick look around. Perimeter check, if you will.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me perception, if you would, please.
Will do, sir. Good first roll of the game.
Yeah, first roll of the new year.
That is an unimpressive start. 7.
A 7.
Sorry,
so you
9.
A 9. Okay. So you look about the room, and it appears again the rough-hewn stone walls. Nothing out of the ordinary strikes you as you kind of look around the perimeter of the room.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, guys, it seems pretty safe. So
I'm gonna do a second check just to be sure.
Yeah.
Since
sure.
I don't fully trust Pavel's eyes right now.
Okay.
What do you mean after?
It's gonna be a 21, so.
21.
Okay.
It's not like I spent the first, 20 minutes of last session enchanted by a harpy.
So, Flint, did you look around the room? There's that ale keg that's empty. You can still, kind of faintly smell the smell of a stout ale. And you notice in the northeast, in the northern wall, eastern corner there, you see some of the stone appears to have a bit of a seam in it. Most of this is rough hewn, maybe a little rougher hewn, just for a textural effect, if you will, for the drinking room. But you notice almost a seam that kind of, as you look at it with your 21 perception, it appears to maybe highlight possibly a doorway or some kind of a passageway there.
There looks to be a door here, another hidden passage, but I'm not quite sure how to activate it. Should I leave it alone for now?
It's probably worth knowing where it goes. I'd say give it a push.
Is there any stone that I noticed that looks like it could be a trigger to open this?
There's a small gap where you might suspect a doorknob or a latch or a handle might be, if you want to. It almost looks made to look kind of like a crack in the. But again, with that excellent perception check, you're able to kind of look and you notice it and you start to see more detail as you inspect it.
I'm going to give it a shot and try and open this door.
Okay. What will you do to try and open the door?
I'm going to you said it just looks like a crack where the handle is?
Yeah, kind of a bigger crack, in indentation maybe, and then it's kind of cracked.
I'm going to try and maybe push it or stick my hand in to see if I can find any mechanism.
Okay, you don't seem to find any mechanism.
I guess I'll just try and pull?
Well, there's nothing really, there's no latch or handle to pull on.
What if you kicked it real hard?
So it's just a little hole, like you can't put your hand in it as such.
Right.
Wait, I use the key.
Does the key fit?
Yeah, so if you press that key in there, the key doesn't actually fit, but it seems to go in far enough to activate some kind of a mechanism, and the door swings away from you.
All right.
And
Vindication.
yes. Again, it's not a keyhole, but apparently there was enough, end on the key that got in there and released whatever mechanism was locking the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk by you and look into the room, and I'll give you a look like, yeah, don't.
Knew it all along.
I'll give you that one sort of look.
So the door opens into a 10-foot wide passageway going due north, which is straight ahead of you because you're facing the northern wall of the chamber you're in. It also goes to the right, which would be east, and then turns right, doubling back to the south. Do all of you have, do you guys still have torches lit and so forth?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I would need it, so yes.
Yeah, I would too.
The
No,
passageway
you don't
to the
actually.
north.
So with your hood now, you have night vision or dark
I do
vision.
have dark vision thanks to my mask now, yeah.
Yeah, we scored a couple interesting magic items last session.
Fancy mask.
Yeah. So the passageway to the north goes about 30 feet and turns east to the right. And then you have the passageway going kind of back over your shoulder.
I have a feeling.
No, this leads somewhere.
I have a feeling the passageway to the east and then south probably goes back to places we've been, so it might be worth a check to see if I'm right.
I don't know if we want to get into something this late when we're all pretty tapped out. We might want to wait until after we rest.
All right, well, let's close this back up and rest for the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close the secret door.
Okay, so you're going to stay in this room then with the benches and everything?
Yep.
Okay. And rest for the evening.
Correct.
Very good. Okay, so you can easily do that. You set about fixing your evening meal. You can close the door to the room if you wish to, keep that so nothing wanders in.
Yep.
Hate for the DM and his fancy dice to roll up a nasty wandering monster of any kind. Old school dungeon crawl.
Gotta avoid those random encounters.
Yeah. Random encounters, wandering monsters. How terrible would that be? Okay, so go ahead and get on about your evening. It's it's past dinner time. Everybody's stomach is growling. It's been a big day.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll, help cook something. I don't know. I'm not very good at cooking, so I'm trying to help, but I'm not doing all that good.
Yeah, Harlow doesn't know how to cook, so she's just going to be in the end of the room by herself, practicing with her sword and probably have the figurine close.
Well, lucky for you, you have a homegrown farm boy. We have old Bill with us, right?
Yeah.
So there's probably a stew pot.
There's all kind of provisions. Lord Thanon set the party up very well for foodstuffs, any typical Spartan but sufficient cooking apparel. So yeah, there would be a pot that you could hang over a fire. Your sense in this dungeon is that you might want to do your cooking in the dining room rather than in this kind of dead end space, and leave a couple doors open so that if you do light a fire, the smoke can not fill the room you're in.
Okay. So I am going to make a nice little stew for the party.
Sounds good.
Fire, just slap that in there. Some potatoes, I know you're a fan of that.
Yeah, we missed Stump and his potatoes.
Yeah, I was about to say Stump or
Henrik.
Stoneheart.
Yeah, Stoneheart. Stoneheart loved potatoes.
What happened to old Stoneheart?
Who knows?
Rip in peace.
Lethiris, why don't you give me a survival check with advantage, and let's just see, and we'll let the party describe just how well your cooking is.
Natural 20!
Yeah.
Great. So describe for the party what you've prepared for them. Just kind of tell me how all of that goes.
Just a nice stew with some potatoes, maybe some carrots, nice chunks of some chicken. Very like kind of like the kind of like oxtail soup, which I enjoy, but chicken instead of oxtail.
You do make some mean oxtail soup.
Yep.
This is
A little
delicious.
spicy. A little spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is delicious. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Flint has eaten dirt out of necessity before, so this is pretty good.
Like actual dirt.
Hey, she was really little when she got stuck on her own. She didn't know how to do anything. She had dirt.
That's fair.
Guess that's fair. Dirt's always available.
Dirt. Good shit.
So I've been wondering. Y'all told me sort of why you're here, but I don't know anything about all of you. Where are you guys from? What you like? What do you like?
Well, I'm from near Relastra. I grew up there as a kid, but for a couple reasons I can't go back. But no, I grew up for the most part in the woods near Relastra.
I'm from Relastra itself. It's the first time I've ever left the city.
I don't remember much of the city itself, but
It's not worth remembering, really.
yeah. I mean, other than the Nexus, there wasn't much there.
Well, I'm from the Fostwood. Not terribly far from here, but it's home.
And what about you?
Where I'm from, I think it's pronounced Sunday or Sundi. It's like south that area. I live on a farm with my mom and my mama. My mom's a little eccentric, but my mom was just a blacksmith. I don't know where I came from, because, I mean, I assume not from them, since I'm a cow. But
Did
you know how it is. It's simple life.
did your blacksmith mother make your armor for you?
She did. Do you like it?
It's very nice.
And it's floral. It's like a lot of inlays. Yeah, we all like flowers a lot.
I can tell. Oh, it's nice. That was nice of her to do that.
Yeah, she's great.
Must be nice having two parents. I miss it.
Or having ones that leave and like you.
From what I can remember,
That's a little sad.
Yeah, hey, let's talk about something else. That's
Y'all want some stew to warm your soul?
yes, please. I will take more stew gladly.
Great.
Yeah. Letherus, do you read at all? Because I've got
can't-
got quite a collection of books here. If you would like to read any.
It depends. I can't read Common very well, but I'm very good at Elvish and Orc, which I suppose is Dwarven script.
Yeah, I've got books in Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish. Mostly about magic, but some other stuff too.
Well, magic's always nice. It's always fun.
Yeah, here. Oh, this is a good one. This is on treatises of interplanar travel. Here.
Great. Thank you.
It's like this thick. It's like 7-point font, single spaced.
He sees it and he opens it. You can kind of see his brain stalling just a smidge. Just, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll give it a read.
That's a pretty. It's not like super difficult material. I'd say it's like mid to low grade, so it should be pretty easy to pick up.
Okay. Wait, he reaches into his pocket, like, here. And he hands you a small wooden figure of a dog.
Oh, thanks. Is this a bear?
No, that's a dog.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Goes back to eating stew.
Harlow, is your statuette thing working?
I'll take it out and look at it again and say the word again and see if anything happens. Maybe tomorrow.
Nothing at all.
You know, I'm starting to think you guys are trying to pull my leg, saying that thing became a raven.
It really happens.
It did, but you have to remember that certain magic items need time to sort of recharge. So,
I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it.
I mean, Flint, this is me. Have I ever lied to you?
I don't
David,
know.
no.
I can't really tell. Kaylin tried to teach me how to lie, but I don't think it worked very well.
Oh, who's Kaylin?
She's the best. She's the bard that Lord Thanon sent to gather us up at the tavern where we met.
Oh, and who's Lord Thanon?
The guy that hired us.
Yeah, I believe we've mentioned.
Oh,
it
right.
In passing.
Right, you did mention him, I remember. Well, that's nice. You guys got a bard. She was nice.
Yeah.
Flint's quite sweet on her.
Yeah, quite taken.
Oh, that's sweet.
You guys, you don't, I mean, we're friends. She seems nice.
Well, I thought we're friends and you've never written me poetry, so I'm sure
I
she would've
haven't written her poetry. I don't know what you're talking about.
You've certainly
Harlow?
tried to.
In front of strangers who don't need to know my personal life yet.
Sorry.
Well, that's real sweet.
I-
I'm glad you got somebody.
Well, I don't exactly have anybody. It was one night we talked and I don't think anything of it. I'm sure she's forgotten.
Well, if you wrote her poetry, I'm sure it's only a matter of time, right?
I mean, she hasn't read it because we've been in a dungeon.
Well,
No way to send it to
when
her.
we get out, when you send it to her, I'm sure she'll like it.
I don't know. It's not very good. I've never written anything before.
And whatever it is, I'm sure she'll find it very sweet because it was written from the heart.
No, it was written from my hand. You can't write with a heart. That's weird.
Oh, Flint. Oh, Flint. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you something that my master used to say. If you go into something thinking you've already failed, then you have. So, don't sell yourself short yet.
I mean,
It was a bit of a paraphrase. He said it better. You know how it is.
I mean, it's awfully kind of you guys, but it's not like I have a lot going for me. I don't own land. I don't have money.
Yeah, but you can behead things with an axe.
So can Lyala, but she's not dating anyone to my knowledge.
You don't know.
Listen. My mom, when she went with my mama,
Which one? Is this the blacksmith mom or the other one?
for simplicity's sake, I'll say, let me just look up their names again.
God, what were my parents' names?
Ruin and Janner, yeah, just like side note, out of character. Brune and Jan, let's say. So I guess Mom B or Mama J, whatever. So Mom B was like, both of them had absolutely nothing. At least, when they first met. I wasn't there at the time. You know me, not being born. But they had absolutely nothing. But they still made it work. They found each other. They had, they built something for themselves. Just because you don't have land or you don't think you're good enough doesn't mean you aren't. Everyone's always got something.
You don't know me very well, do you?
I know you well enough to know I like you. That's enough, isn't it?
My heart. That's awfully sweet. Thank you.
You're too pure.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot going for me
Flint's
most of the time, except for I'm big. People
Flint-
like me just fine.
Flint's sort of a glass half empty sort of person with Theris.
Very.
Well,
No,
I'm
I'm
a
a
glass
glass-
half full. With us, we got a full glass.
No, I am a glass is broken and there's nothing in the glass.
Whoa, that went from pessimist to emo real quick.
I think I have some coal left over in my bag. Do you want it? Like, you can totally do the big smeary eyeliner if you want.
What's eyeliner?
A line around your eye.
I mean, context clues I gathered, but what's the point of it?
And why do people wear makeup?
I don't know what's makeup.
Oh, right, you lived in the woods. It's like camouflage on an animal, but less useful.
That sounds horrid.
I know, right?
Do you wear makeup, Harlow?
Yes, it was required.
By
I don't
whom?
know anymore, but I did when I was younger. Hmm?
Who made
For
you
what?
wear
Just
makeup?
It was expected of me.
Oh, that's too bad.
When you're
Unless
someone's daughter, even when you're not a part of the family, you're expected to maintain a certain standard.
You're a what daughter? What?
When you're certain people's daughter, you're expected to keep a certain standard. Whether you're
No.
part of the family or not.
Oh, the only standard I ever had to keep was to stay inside.
I had a little more than that.
Didn't think that there was a lot more to it.
For some people, there are. I was required to wear dresses, and I had to always have to have a certain protocol, a certain amount of skin covered, a certain behavior and expectations. I shouldn't
That doesn't sound very
family
fun.
any more than I already have.
You shouldn't what?
I shouldn't shame the family any more than I already have, apparently. That was their expectations.
Well, if your family's at all ashamed of you for being who you are, then they're not family.
That's my belief as well. But they paid for my living for most up until they kicked me out, so I was expected to maintain things while still under their protection.
Yeah.
They're horrible people.
Rules can be difficult.
I mean, I don't know much about family. What I remember is vague, but if you ever need a place, the Fostwood's big, and I don't mind visitors as long as they don't try to kill me. It happens a lot, but I know there's a little town that isn't far from there that could always use anybody, really. It's a ghost town. So there could be somewhere if you want to set up whatever you want to do.
I wouldn't mind visiting you, and I promise I won't try to kill you. I won't even cook for you. That'll pretty much guarantee I won't try to kill you.
It's alright, I've eaten worse.
Dirt, some might say.
Yeah.
Well, that's I knew a lot of people had it hard. This is eye-opening, to say the least. So are y'all okay? You want to like live in my place instead?
I mean,
My woods is fine. There's a bit of a bandit problem, but I've been exterminating them like anyone would exterminate a pest, so.
and my life wasn't,
Sure.
by many accounts, terribly difficult. But there's obviously circumstances. But no, I'm more than okay.
All right.
I'll land on my feet.
All right, if you're sure. I mean, we got a goblin problem, but that's pretty easily taken care of.
This is out of character. I love y'all.
Good shit.
Oh, before I forget, I take off my belt and put 3 more notches in it. You see, there's already probably like 60, 70 in there.
What's that for?
Keeping track.
Of kills?
No, the undead.
Um,
Oh.
Wouldn't it be 4 notches then? Because we fought 4 things. 4
Aren't
undead.
they? I thought there was just 3.
3 goblins or 3 ghouls and then the
Oh,
undead.
alright, then yeah, 4 notches. Counting is not my specialty.
Well, don't worry. I've got you on that. You keep track of the undead you see then.
Yes.
Is that something from when you were protecting the Faustwood, or?
I don't protect the Faustwood.
Well, you
The-
live in it, and you, I assume, eliminate threats.
Well, threats to myself as anyone else would. The Faustwood protects me, make no mistake. It's not the other way around.
So how long have you been keeping track of the undead?
What year is it?
I say the year because I don't know what year it would be, but Pavel would know.
Let's see. Hold on. I actually have it written down somewhere. Let's see. Since, geez, I lose track of the time, but it must have been decades now.
Decades. How old are you?
I'm not sure. It's been quite a few seasons. And you see me just start writing something down in a language you definitely don't understand. It looks like I'm doing math. I'm I'm not the best with math, but I think 32 seasons or 32 years.
You're 32? I would not have guessed that. You look very good for 32. Well done.
Is 32 supposed to be bad?
For humans, it's
Yeah.
getting up there.
Yeah.
But I think for us human adjacents, we tend to live a little longer.
I don't know what I am or how long I'm supposed to live, but I feel fine. I mean, all things considered, age-wise.
Scott, would I know anything about Ganassi from my studies?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What about my education as a noble?
I would say that you've read about some of them, Harlow, in your studies.
You know, Flint, I think I have an idea of what you are.
If it's what Stoneheart said back at the tavern, I don't want to hear it. As far as I know, I'm, I guess, a half-elf, a human, maybe? I don't know. It depends on whose side of the family I took after.
Okay.
I
Hopefully
just have a
someday
skin
we'll figure it out.
condition. I'm sure it's just a skin condition. Whatever this is.
Okay. I'm still gonna call you human adjacent.
Alright, I guess that's accurate since I'm, I guess, a half-elf. think. I mean, that's what my mom was anyway, so would that make me like a fourth elf? I don't know.
That's a good question.
I wouldn't know. I'm not good with math either.
Okay.
Yeah, my area of study was not into interhumanoid relations, so.
Quick question: can anybody hear what's going on outside my door?
No.
Okay, that's good. They're watching a movie. I want to make sure no one could hear it.
Oh, okay.
Didn't hear a thing.
Well, now they've all gotten to know each other a little bit better. What say we, I don't know if are you done eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks, Matthias.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think we should set up watch order and settle down for the night.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Quick thing though, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna walk over to the secret door, I'm gonna put a bench in front of it.
Well, the
And then
benches
just
were
walk
like
back.
attached to the wall.
You could grab a couple of
tear
chairs
out a bench
from
and
the
I
other
put
room,
it.
or you could tear out a bench.
Yeah,
All right.
slap that right there.
Well then, I'll take mid shift, I guess. Now that I can see in the dark.
Yeah, I think I heard Harlow volunteer for first watch. Yep. So Pavel, you can take next watch.
I'll take third.
Okay. Well,
I guess I'm fourth.
Have the sunrise shift. Okay, very good. Harlow, you settle in for your watch. The rest of your party beds down. You can hear them one by one start to breathe more deeply, the sounds of sleep. Perhaps some snoring from the Minotaur. I don't know if Minotaurs snore, but it seems like they should to me anyway. And your period of time passes uneventfully, so you can wake Pavel for his watch.
All right. I'll go over, kick him in the shin, but not too hard. Just get up.
Thanks. You could have just said my name or something.
I'll hand him, like, I don't know, some water or something. Just go back down to bed.
Cheers. Have a good sleep.
Eh.
I'm gonna sort of station myself on like the platform of the statue, sort of getting a view of the room.
Snuggling the marble mistress, eh?
And not so much snuggling, more just sitting next to.
Okay. So, the other two, Flint and Letherus, are snoozing. And you can hear, after a bit of time passes, that Harlow slowly falls into sleep mode. Her breathing begins to match that of your other two companions. And your shift at the watch goes uneventfully. And so you can wake Flint.
Yep. Flint.
I just sort of sit up with a start and like immediately grab an axe.
No, don't worry. It's just your turn for watch.
Right. Sorry, it was a bad dream. That's all.
Yeah, they happen. Oh, nothing too bad, but
Just some memories. That's all.
parents.
No. It has to do with these, and I point to my bracers. It's a bit of a long story, but there was a caravan that was coming through the Fostwood and was much younger, and bandits set upon them, killed a few of them children, just kids. And I lost it. I don't even remember what happened, but when I came to, all the bandits were dead, and the caravan leader was standing over me, saying something in Elvish. And I actually I mean, my Elvish isn't great, but I understood most of it, and he gave me these bracers saying that they were special and that they'd help me and that I should come with them, and I don't know why I didn't.
Oh, I mean, you were a kid. Kids get scared. Kids, you can't look back on it and regret what you didn't do.
I mean, I can.
You shouldn't. How about that?
That's fair. Get some sleep, Pavel.
I pat Flint on the shoulder and lay down.
Okay, so Flint, you're taking your watch.
Yep.
Again, you can, your companions are sleeping soundly. I'm going to ask a favor of Flint, Pavel, and Atheris. If you would each remove your headphones for me, please. And I'll give you the thumbs up when you are invited to return to the audio portion of this evening's program. Okay. So, Harlow, you are sleeping. And you feel like you're coming awake in some way, but yet you're not. But you find yourself in a deep, very dense, dark forest. You can tell by the chill in the air that you're in the mountains. You recognize pines and cedars, junipers. It's very stony, rocky, and you're in the mountains. You're on a dark path. You're kind of wandering, but not aimlessly. You're driven. You're called to this place. And as you wander along, you come into a kind of a clearing in the trees and look to the heavens, and it is an absolutely crystal clear, icy cold night. You tighten your cowl around you, and you can see your breath. And you're just absolutely almost pressed to the ground at the depth and breadth of the astrological display above you. Stars, constellations, but strangely enough, none that you recognize. And as you're taking in the heavens, you notice something rather odd. As you look to the north above the tree line of the clearing, somewhat disconcerting. The moon, both moons, are quite full. One lavender and one a very dark, dark purple. Both incredibly radiant. And the color that they cast kind of now explains the oddity of the shadows that are cast from the trees and the rocks and the outcroppings.
Okay.
The forest is oddly strange. You hear no sound, no bird calls like there should be, no scuttling of nighttime little rodents and hunters. Nothing. Dead calm. And as you stand in this clearing in awe, gazing up at this incredible display above you, you see a very large, dark shadow swoop into the clearing, silhouetted in front of the two moons, over the eaves of the evergreens. A huge, dark, black bird glides over the trees, down towards you, silently. Not a sound, not even a breath of sound from its huge black feathery wings. And as this bird approaches and begins to descend and land, you recognize it to be a raven, a humongous raven. But as it lands before you, it transforms almost as if surrounded in vapor, and comes down and lands on 2 feet, a slender female humanoid, long, dark black hair, dark sparkling eyes, very pale skinned, as she stands about 10 feet in front of you. Very tall, red lips, black robes. And the robes are interesting. They're very matte, not shimmery, not sparkly. Almost like they're covered in the feathers of the raven. Black leather boots, much like you would see in the talons of the raven. A wicked scimitar hangs upon her hip, and a crooked smile appears across her face. And she croaks a time or two, lifts her head to the heavens, and croaks, and you recognize, obviously, the language of the raven. And hundreds of giant ravens land into the trees around you, above you in the clearing, just in the eaves, the top of the trees, almost as if they're either watching or protecting or guarding you both.
My lady.
Harlow, my child. Your power increases. Your dark wisdom, your anger increases with your power. It is time we met. It is time for me to make use of you, my lovely, lovely, tender child of the darkness.
I fall to my knees and I take my my raven pendant out.
Are you ready to grow in strength and wisdom as my faithful servant child?
Yes, what do you need of me, my lady? I'll do anything.
She steps closer to you, clearly stepping, but so smooth, almost floating. She takes a single finger and lifts your chin so that you look up at her. And now that you have her near you, she's well over 6 feet tall and more frightening and breathtaking than anything you've ever beheld in your life. My child, as you know, I refuse to allow the undead to simply proliferate and walk upon Greyhawk uncontested. This simply cannot continue. These undead, they sin against me in 2 ways. They bring death to the living before it is time, and they also cheat death, escaping me, carrying out the will of Orcus, the will of the Unholy One. And she almost seethes with rage. Does this make sense to you, my young sycophant?
Of course. Yes, of course.
And as you respond, she kind of lifts her head, closes her eyes, and almost takes pleasure in the sound of your voice as if she's enjoying a fine wine as you speak. A companion of yours, Flint, I believe. She pauses. This Flint is greatly tormented by a recent turn of events brought to her in a spirit of kindness.
Yes.
The wooden figurine given to her by the elves on your journey to this queue. Her parents were tortured and killed at the hands of a great evil that has settled deeply deep into the very roots of the Black Mine to the east. How much of this has Flint shared with you?
Very little. Other than that night, she spoke about it for the first. She said nothing, but you've all gotten the feeling, my lady.
As you speak again, she almost inhales the sound of your voice, savoring your words, your attentiveness, your fealty to her. We need to rid this region of this evil, of the power of Orcus. Much is at work in the area with the orcs and with several powerful, corrupt leaders and lords. But the real threat to this region is this undead enclave that has taken hold in the Black Mine. There is much, magic blocking my view into their settlement. But I know they must be banished and laid to rest for all eternity.
Of course, I will find them, and we will do so. Of course.
Very well. I am ready. I need to grant you the powers that accompany your level of prowess in my ways. I wish to reward your faith, your fidelity to what I hold most sacred. It is time for you to act upon your sacred pact to me.
Of course.
And once you make your choice, if you take this on, I will imbue you with the magics you need to begin to wield your new power. But you must, and she looks you dead in the eye, you must use this power to help rid the land of this evil, corrosive thread that has begun to weave in the midst of all the mindless, unsuspecting humanoids. This is what I ask of you.
You have my word. I will do it for you, madam. I will do anything for you.
And a smile comes across her face. My child, you may need to convince the group to take this on. Once you've fulfilled your obligation to the Lord Thanon, I suggest if you pledge your support to Flint, the rest of the group will likely fall in line. And also, I suspect that if your group keeps their eyes and ears open, you may all learn a thing or two about this Lord Thanon and his designs with this item that you seek.
Yes.
So what do you think, my child? And this cold wind kind of ruffles up from the ground, ruffling her feathers. You can hear some of the ravens croaking in the trees. It begins to snow. What do you think?
I will do as you ask, madam. And I will look into what Lord Thanon is planning. I didn't get any feeling from him when I met him, but I will try again when I see him again, madam, when we finish this, and I will do everything I can to help Flint and remove that stain from the world.
As you finish your response, she kind of places a finger on your lips to silence you. And she smiles. And she immediately begins to vaporize and swirl before your very eyes. And she kind of rises with the wind. But it's really a vapor of her presence, of her spirit. And all the ravens suddenly rush up out of the trees in a flutter of a croak and a flap, and a few dark feathers fall. And the whole mass of them rushes into the north, right into the wind, silhouetted against the purple moon. That's a vision you'll never forget. And you hear her voice once again upon the night wind as she takes leave. My child, the silver raven you hold shall come to life permanently. It is my sentinel for you. It will serve you well if you use it wisely.
Yes, madam.
And the scene grows dark.
Okay. Yeah.
You ready for me to invite them back?
Yep. Yep.
Wiley, did you make people cry again?
I don't know
Oh my
what you're talking
god,
about.
I want to know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love the stuffed animal with the awesome.
Ah,
Because I wasn't looking at the Zoom for a while, and then I flipped it back over, and I'm like, what is that? That is awesome. Okay, so Flint, you're on watch. Everyone is sleeping.
You can probably hear Harlow crying in her sleep. I'm just saying that right now.
I would go over to Harlow and try to shake her awake real quick.
She probably won't wake up.
She's in an incredibly deep sleep. Nothing alarming, just very restful, she's not present as you try to rouse her. Nothing that alarms you medically or anything, but she's out.
I'm so curious.
Sorry for sniffing on the screen.
You good? That's like the offline version of "Could everyone please leave the table except
Oh, jeez.
Wiley, you."
Shaking.
I'm just DDing y'all. Okay, so Flint, your watch, other than the odd little moment there with Harlow, your watch ends without anything exciting happening, and so you can rouse Letherus for his watch.
I just go over to Letherus and I keep booping his snoot until he wakes up. Hey.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hops right up, ready to go. Let's take a watch.
So it's it's the last part of the night, early morning, and you set about your watch, and it is just still as still gets in the dungeon, almost creepy still. It's just quiet.
I don't like the way you said that.
Don't trust this DM.
It's quiet.
He will break your heart.
True.
Just, stacking things up, playing the game. Okay, Letherus, nothing passes your way, nothing untoward, nothing happens, just another lovely night in the queue.
All right.
So it's morning time, as best you can tell, in the dungeon, and I'm gonna go ahead and have us do a little break right now. Let's take our break, and when we come back, we'll continue on.
Cool.
How does that
Alright.
sound? All right,
Good.
see y'all on the other side. Woo!
Oh god, I'm so curious as to why.
Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to us here at Castle Mac. We're so happy that you came. The point of this video is just to do a little bit of housekeeping on the break. That way when you come back, we can just jump straight back into the action with whatever show that you were watching. If you're watching us live right now on Twitch, you can go ahead and mash that follow button up here. If you're watching us a little bit later on YouTube, you can mash that subscribe button right down here. We stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays and Sundays, both at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we try to upload our videos to YouTube about 48 hours later, so you can follow us there, youtube.com/CastleMac. If you want to talk to us outside of our streams, then you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Sometimes we post schedules there if we're going to be streaming in between. We have some friends of ours that stream on our channel, the Macolites. We also do a Marches style campaign with some of our friends in our Discord, and that happens periodically. So if you want to know when, you can just follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are all CastleMac and then our first name. You can follow me. I'm CastleMac Lydia. You can follow Raven. You can follow our DM, Stephen and John. You can follow any of us, and you can find our names right underneath of our characters and our nameplates. So we would love it if you would follow us, and you can find us on our other streams there. And also, if you want to talk to us off of Twitter, you can follow us on our Discord. We have a Discord server. You just go to our Twitch channel, scroll down a little bit, and you can follow that link. We are there pretty much all the time. There are people from all over the world, so no matter what time you're chatting, I guarantee there will be someone there to chat back at you. It's so much fun. Everyone there is so nice. And I just want to talk now a little bit about what goes on during our Twitch streams. So for every 500 bits donated or every sub, we get a divine reroll. That is basically the gods saying, you can re-roll that terrible D20 roll that you just made as a player. If you roll badly, you can re-roll that and hope for better. But also, if the DM rolls really hot and it's gonna hurt us, we can make him re-roll that in hopes that he won't hurt us quite so badly. So it's great. And with those bits, it allows us to upgrade some of our equipment. We've been able to get new microphones, so we sound so much better than we used to. We have these lapel mics. We're hoping to get some new cameras in the future. And with those bits, we're able to pay artists from Twitter that we find to do character portraits. We found some on Facebook that are really great. We've been able to commission a new theme song for our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. The art looks amazing, and we're so happy to be able to give that back to artists that we found. So with that, we are so happy that you are here. We are so thankful to have you as a viewer and a subscriber and a chatter in our Discord. We hope that you will stay around because in the next few minutes, we'll be coming back to whatever show you're watching. We're so happy that you're here. So thank you so much.
All right, so we laid waste to some PCs emotionally, and we're back at it. So when we were last hanging out, it was morning time. The evening watches were over. Things are at the morning now. So, Letherus, you're the final person on watch. Your traveling companions are waking up, and so it begins another day in the queue. This is day 5.
Yeah, and as I've mentioned before, Pavel is like that annoying morning person who's just chipper and ready to go. So he's up pretty quickly, pretty easily.
Hey, Harlow. Could you help me check out something with the dead bodies in the other room real quick? I might need some help.
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, hurry up, because I'm making flapjacks.
Oh, I love you. But yeah, when we're in the other room, I in hushed tones, I'm like, "Are you all right? Last night you were doing some strange things in your sleep. You were weeping. Is everything okay?"
Yes. It's all right. I have some work I need to do when we're done. And
You and me both.
I would like to help you as well. I believe our work is maybe connected somehow. But Flint, whatever happens after this, I've got your back, okay? Whatever it is.
What happens after this is I'm going to go on my own to that mine.
No, you're not
It's
going by
too
yourself.
dangerous. You guys can't come with me. I have to do this.
Flint,
This isn't your fight, Harlow.
I take out my my figurine. Please work. And I'm gonna say nevermore. And
Raven flutters to life, hops on your shoulder.
Flint, I was visited by my I don't know what she is. But whatever's in that mine is bigger than me or you. Okay? We're going, all of us, or just me and you, I don't care. I have to go there anyways. Whether you come with me or whether you die here or whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm going. And I would like you to come with me. If you, I'll follow you. You're not hard to track. I have to go there. After this.
There's no convincing you to go somewhere safer, is there?
There's nowhere else for me to go. There's something there that's bigger than me or you, or all of us. You can't do it by yourself. I can't do it by myself. I have an idea of what's there. And it is where I don't have the words for it. Orcus, I think, is involved. Big bad, a lot of undead.
We have to stop it. We will stop it.
Yeah.
If we ever get out of this damn maze.
We're going. And I grab her by the shoulders and I'll hug her, whether you want it or not at this point. And I say, we're going. That's it. After this. There's no...
I hug her back. And I look at the raven on your shoulder and I use speak with animals to say, hello, I don't think we've been formally introduced. What is your name?
I haven't been given one. And it looks over at Harlow.
Out of character, I'm really, really bad at names. Shit.
Your friend wants you to give it a name. I'm sorry, are you a man or a woman? I'm not good with birds. I
am female.
She wants you to give her a name.
And you can hear this, Harlow, through the raven.
Mm.
Flint speaking with her.
This thing, I'm actually really bad at names. I can't. I would have put them on.
Steam
spot
or
knife.
just second?
I have a suggestion, if you don't mind, Harlow.
Sure.
How about Sonia?
I like that. Yeah. I kind of look at the bird on my shoulder. It's like, will you accept Sonia?
It nods.
Oh.
Cackles a couple times. Fluffles its feathers up.
I'll reach up and kind of scratch underneath the chin, underneath the beak.
Kind of
Yeah.
nuzzles against your head.
She's a gift. But, I don't know. But I guess our mission's the same now.
I guess so. Well, Sonia, I hope you like flapjacks, because that is apparently a thing that we're eating. What are flapjacks?
I have no idea. I'm hoping they don't have rat in them.
I hope so too, I guess. Although rat can be pretty good.
I think at that point my head pops around. Hey, they're done if you're hungry. Apparently they're pancakes, by the way.
What's a pancake?
I didn't know what a flapjack was either.
Were you listening, Pavel?
No? At least not for the good majority of it. I just heard you guys say, I don't know what flapjacks are, as I was walking over.
Insight check.
Yeah.
4. I don't know shit.
I'm being
Seems like
honest.
Seems like he's leveling with you.
Fine.
All right, let's go get some breakfast and continue onward.
Also, was I right about it needing a few more days to recharge?
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, so the Theorus, once again, tickles your taste buds. This time with flapjacks. Please, God, tell me they're buckwheat. Buckwheat flapjacks.
Absolutely.
That's
If
the
we're going
only
in,
way
let's-
to make them.
Let's go all in. Okay,
If you use
so
regular
breakfast is
flour,
done.
just pancakes.
You're in the room with the tables. There's the doorway into the room with the statue where the secret door is.
Yep.
And then you have the doorway out of the room that where the fight took place.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the secret door, pop it open.
Okay.
And just to see if I was right about the passageway to the east and then south, going back to an area we've been, we'll go that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can go about 60 feet and it comes to a T and goes east and west. If you look to the west, you can tell it's one of the halls you've been in. You can see that you've been down that hall with footprints you recognized in some of the dirt and dust that you recognize, as your own. The passageway to the east continues off beyond the light of your torch. Your sense of direction and so forth would tell you that this entire part of the dungeon is an area you've thoroughly explored and been through. You don't know precisely where you are, but you get the sense based on having been through the entrance. A couple of times. You're in the southeastern quadrant of the area of the queue, and it's an area that you've fully explored.
Hey, Sonia, do you know anything about this place?
I'm gonna look at Sonia and say, fly around a bit, tell me what you see. And my eyes will just go black. And as the bird takes off from my shoulder and flies away, I'll see what comes up.
Okay. Which direction will you send the raven?
I'm gonna send it. We're at an intersection now, right?
Yes, you're facing the south. Again, if you were to turn right and go to the west,
Okay.
you would go about 30 feet to a passageway that runs north and south that you've been on before.
Mhm.
Or this choice to the east, which would be a left turn, goes off beyond the light of your torches.
I'll send it down the way behind, past our torches.
Okay. So as she flies, just silently, jumps off your shoulder and flies away. You can see through her eyes. You're seeing through her eyes, using her dark vision, using her raven eye vision, as it were. And she flies about 50 feet, and there's a door on the right with a marking on it.
Okay.
the type of marking you've left. There's 10 more feet. There's a door on the left with a marking on it. And then she flies into an area that's sort of an alcove, a dead end. And you know that in looking at it, you recall that that's a secret door that led into Rogan's bedroom.
Okay. I'll
So
call her
you
back.
know that she is not far from the area where all of the gnomes were camped out
Mhm.
in that great hall.
Okay.
So that's the part of the tunnels that you're in.
Okay. When she comes back and gets back on my shoulder, let's see. That's the way down to the guy's Rogan's bedroom. We've been down here. The grand hall is below that. So at least we know where we are. You're muted, Pavel.
Yeah, I'll sort of consult my very poorly constructed, cobbled together map that I've done, which is actually a very poorly constructed, cobbled together map that I've done, and say, I mean, it looks like we've explored most of the things down in this section. Honestly, in most of the lower half of whatever the structure is, as far as I can tell, at least.
I think so.
So, I mean, we can go back to the room where we woke up, because there were a couple passageways north from there. So that would be reasonably probably the best place to go now.
What were you gonna
Is there
say?
another door we missed in the other room?
Nope.
Oh.
There was the original room where the undead fight took place was the door you entered, which was in the western wall of that room that came off the main entryway hallway to the main entryway to the dungeon itself. That was the only door in that room.
No, but there was that northerly passage, because we had gone east.
Yes, if you exit the secret door, you can go to the north.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Okay. Can I get a marching order?
Theorist takes up the back as usual.
I'll go first.
Yeah, second.
Third, I guess.
Somebody's got to take Old Bill.
Harlow's in front.
Theorist
Her
is with old Bill.
new companion. Yep, old Bill.
Good old Bill.
Bringing up the rear, and then we've got Pavel in second and Flint third, Lethyrus in back. Okay, so you head north. You go about 30 feet. The passageway turns right for just 10 feet and then turns back to the north, goes about 10 more feet, and there is a T. You can go right, which immediately then turns north, so east and north, or you can go west down along a hallway, but there's also, if you were to go 10 feet west, there would be a hallway continuing to the north. So you're in a bit of an intersection here.
I'll turn around and look at this. What way do you want to go, guys?
Let's go east.
Any
Uh,
basis for that? Any basis for that decision?
It's one of the four directions, or it's one of the two directions we can go. And I'm like sort of, doing a bit of a shitty map, so I have at least some idea of where we can get back to.
That's fair.
I mean,
I will say,
fair point.
if you were to go east, it would only be for 10 feet, then it turns again north.
yeah,
It goes 10 feet, and then there's a door on the eastern side of the passageway. So it's literally a zigzag, and then there's a door on your right.
Telepathically, I asked Sonia what does she think.
She's never been here before. She has no,
No
for
knowledge of
her,
the
one
place
way
whatsoever?
good as the next.
Okay. We'll go that way then, Pavel, I think. I'm not good with directions. Maybe I shouldn't have been in front.
It sounds
you're-
good to me.
trust me, I'd rather have your blade in front of me than many other things.
I figured just in case I could send Sonia ahead.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. We could probably use that in the future. But for now, let's go through this door. We're going to open the door.
So you come to the door. And it's another of the wooden doors. It is not locked. You can open it, and it opens into kind of a large room. It's kind of an irregularly shaped room in that as you're facing the door, the room angles to the northeast, and it's about a 15-foot wide angle, and it looks long beyond the light of your torches. The room you're facing is about 20 by 20 square, and then there's a passageway out of it on the southern wall. You're currently facing east, so it's kind of a hard room to describe. You hear whistling. The rock walls of the room are mostly smooth. There are some carved ledges here and there on the walls of the room. Wooden pegs are all over the place, and you can see some things are still hanging on the walls. A couple of shields, some spears are stacked against against a wall in an area. There's a couple of swords, some axes hanging, and so forth. And to the north, you see a group of large human figures sitting cross-legged in a rough circle in the middle of casual conversation, one of which is whistling. They have tanned, weathered skin. They wear leather armor amidst animal pelts and furs. And again, there are spears against the wall. And there's also a cart nearby, right near them, that has some spears in it as well. And that is what you see and hear when you open the door.
I'm going to be anyone good at being quiet and sneaky?
Not Lathyrus.
I mean, I could try, but
Here, I can
probably a little too good.
let me give it a go.
All right, sure.
So I'm going to sort of skirt the wall, try to stay as in the shadows as possible, and get close enough to start to catch their conversation, but try to remain hidden.
Okay, so they seem to be arguing over some sort of a dice game or something. Kind of yelling at each other. They have you can see a couple of tankards. They have there's a torch on the wall beyond them, so they're dimly lit. They're probably about 30 feet down this hallway, and again, it's just a long, 15-foot wide hallway. And they're all sitting around. None of them seem to have noticed you. They're very intent on what's going on. They've probably been drinking. You can see a cask, what's probably ale. And they're speaking in some broken, brutish common, arguing over dice and who's cheating and that sort of thing. Get me a stealth roll, please. And oh, by the way, just to remind y'all, you guys, your level 4 stuff kicked in after your long rest. So you're fully operational at your new level.
That's going to be a 21.
Okay, so you're going to make your way closer, and you can just hear them arguing about, oh, I think you're cheating, Bill. And they're guy kicks some stuff at another guy. They're eating what looks to be leg of something. Kind of arguing and having a bit of a time as they drink and cast bones or dice.
I'm going to look back at my compatriots, sort of motion, get back, close the door a little bit, and then I'm going to stand up and hello, gentlemen.
They jump to their feet, they turn around, they're shocked to see somebody in here, and they jump to their feet, and they're like, ah! And two of them shove the cart at you, and that is their reaction to your interruption of their dice game, my friend.
Okay.
And so it is. And you have a huge, well, not huge, but a large cart of spears making its way quickly towards you. So I would like you to make a Dexterity save.
Dexterity save. Good.
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be a dirty 20.
Okay. So this cart comes blasting along and hammers into you. But you're not sure if it's good fortune, what it is. But none of the spears that are in the cart pierce you. And you really don't even take any damage from the blow. As this thing slams into you, it kind of, pins you against the wall. And then the thing, like literally the actual wheels come off the cart as it breaks. It's this rickety thing, and it kind of breaks and the spears fall. And now I would like you to roll initiative, everyone.
All right. That didn't go as well as I was hoping it was going to.
Mhm.
I was hoping I was going to jump over it or something. A nat 20, so that puts me at 24.
Dirty 20.
I got a nat 22.
What's your bonus, Letherus?
My bonus is +2.
So 22. All right. Flint, what did you say you got?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, and Harlow?
12.
Okay. Okay, so Pavel, you are up first. They jump to their feet, spitting and spluttering, kicking over their ale, dropping their food, and they're kind of greasy and gross, and they're just like, ah! And they're coming after you guys. Pavel, you are the first in the initiative.
I'm angry, first of all. And I'd like to think that maybe a little bit of smoke comes up from the nostrils of my dragon mask. Just a little bit. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't even notice it. But I draw my bow. That wasn't very nice. I'm going to bursting arrow, because I assume they're all right in a group.
Okay. Roll your attack.
New dice. It looks like blood, so hopefully that's exactly what it will draw.
See what you did there.
19.
Okay. I will tell you in just a moment.
God, having a +9 attack bonus is so nice.
Doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
All right, that's going to be 2d6 force damage. And that's going to be 7. Yes, that's math. 7.
7 damage. Is that a radius?
Yes, it's a 10-foot radius from whatever I hit. And I sort of aimed towards the middle of the group.
Okay, yeah, they're just charging down the hallway, and it's only a 15-foot hallway. So, yeah, you're going to be able to inflict 7 upon each of them. Okay, so you see him shoot this arrow into the midst of these barbarian-looking, angry dudes, and you can tell that they've taken some kind of hit, damage, and they just further yell and growl. Anything else you're going to do there, Pavel?
Yeah, I'm going to move back towards the door. So,
okay.
Sort of scooch my way out from behind the...
And again, you were within 25, 30 feet of where they were sitting when you entered the doorway.
Yep.
So they're coming. Letherus, you're next.
Okay. How far away are they again?
They're coming your way. They're within your 30-foot movement.
All right.
They're probably 25 feet or so at the start of combat here.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. 25 feet. Another goring rush for the Theurus.
All right.
So I'm going to kind of somewhat gently move everybody out of the way because I'm in the back.
Yeah, you can pass through the group easily enough.
Just move them out of the way. Excuse me, pardon me. And then as soon as I get to the door, just bow my head and start, snorting up a storm, stomping my feet, and then rush.
Okay, and you've got 3 of these warriors charging with spears.
All right. What's my bonus to that? That's the 22 to hit.
Okay. Which one would you like to hit? 1, 2, or 3? We'll just say left to right is 1, 2, 3.
2.
Okay, so the middle one. All right, that is a hit.
Here's my D8. Ooh. A 10 damage. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that was a goring rush. That's more than that. So let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 damage.
Okay. So you plant your horn right into this thing's shoulder, and it just bellows, ah! But it doesn't seem to have the you feel like it somehow kind of shrugged off some of the damage as you did this. You said it was 15?
17?
Sorry, 17? Okay.
Yeah, I think 17.
Okay. Anything else you want to do in your attack? I mean, you definitely gored him, but you feel like it should have had a more of an impact on this guy.
Let's see. Well, I guess I could do a hammering horns attack, which is basically just pushing him if he doesn't get my DC.
Okay, so he has to make a save then.
Yeah, save.
Okay, which ability save is that?
A strength saving throw at a DC 14.
Not bad.
No problemo. So whatever, describe what you're trying to do, and I'll describe his reaction to that.
Well, since he's on my horn, I guess I toss my head and try to fling him a couple feet back, about 5 feet back.
Okay. He just leans into your move and just stands his ground and shrugs it off. And he is not flung. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay. Very good. Now you put a hole in this dude. I mean, he's bleeding, and they've all taken some sort of damage from Pavel. Flint, you're up.
All right. First, I would like to rage. And then I'm going to go running at the two guys that Lathyrus missed and take 2 strikes at the first one with my hand axes.
Okay. Roll me perception, Flint.
All right. That's going to be a 18.
Okay. You can tell these guys are also raging. They're mad. They're, you recognize what's going on here.
All right. Okay.
So go ahead and make your attacks with your axes. This will be on dude number 1, right?
Yep.
Again, they're wearing leather armor, furs. They're each holding a big, nasty-looking spear.
That's going to be an 11 for the first strike.
Okay. He easily just kind of, with his arm, just kind of steers your hand axe swipe away without you drawing any blood.
Right. The second one is going to be a 22.
Okay, that one, ouch. Do your thing.
That is going to be 9 damage.
Okay. And this is on number 1?
Yeah, and because I have Horde Breaker, is the guy within 5 feet the number 3 guy?
He's probably within 10 feet. The number 2 guy's within 5 feet.
All right, then for number 2 guy, I'm going to also attack him with my axes.
Horde Breaker.
Okay.
Horde
Is
Breaker.
that lashing damage?
Yeah, that's slashing damage.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be a 21 to hit the first one.
Okay.
And it's going to be 7 damage.
Okay.
And the second hit is going to also be a 21.
Okay.
And that is going to be not as good. That one's going to be just 6 damage.
And this is on number 2, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. You've definitely laid open a couple of nasty gashes on this guy as he's unable to, use his spear to stop your. He seems kind of surprised that you're able to do that. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Do I recognize what these guys are?
I mean, if you had to guess, there's some kind of barbarian type, tribal guy, tribesman, warrior.
So they're like humans, though.
Yeah, they're humans. There's nothing on them of any telling marks, symbols, tattoos, but they look to be what you would assume some sort of a barbarian warrior type.
All right, that's going to be the end of my turn then.
Okay. Harlow, you are next.
How far away are we from them?
They're about 25 feet from the door. You have Lathyrus up in their grill.
Mm-hmm.
You have Flint. Lathyrus is sort of in front of the middle one. Flint is kind of between the number 1 and number 2, the left and the middle guy.
Okay. I am going to run up and hit the first guy I see.
Okay. The first easiest victim would be probably dude number 3, just because Lathyrus and Flint aren't right there. You're in about a 15 or so foot wide hallway, so not a ton of room to work. That's probably your easiest. Yep. Is warrior number 3.
Okay. I'm going to take a swipe at him.
Alrighty.
Brand new dice, please work well. 14 plus 7. My brain's not working. I'm shook up, damn it.
21.
I'm assuming that's a hit.
That's a hit. Yep.
All right.
You're fine. Roll your damage. Is this your sword?
Yep. 9 damage.
Okay, 9 damage. Again, like the hand axe, like the gore, you feel like this isn't having the full effect it might ordinarily have. But you've opened up a gash on him. To which he replies, "Ah!"
Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. So it is now the warrior's turn. So the one in front of Flint will wield his spear, snarl, and spit at you, and try to run you through as you clash in the hallway. I'm guessing that a 10 does not hit.
Nope.
Okay, so you're able to step aside, dodge it nicely. I'm guessing a 7 does not hit you, Lathyrus?
It does not.
Man, I suck. And how about a 17 there, Harlow?
Hits me.
Okay. Let's see what the pain's going to look like here. All right. 3, 6.
Okay.
So it gives you a nice little jab with the old spear for 6 points of damage.
All right.
And you are now all just hand-to-hand melee combat in the hallway. We are to the top of round number 2. Pavel.
All right. So there's 2 people who are actively engaged within 5 feet, and then there's the guy in the back who's a little further away, right?
They're pretty much kind of equidistant, spread across that hallway, almost shoulder to shoulder, as are your companions. So
all right. Fun.
It's not so tight that you can't, obviously, work an arrow shot in there.
Which is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to suffer the -5 penalty for sharpshooter to try to add 10 to the damage, assuming I hit.
Okay. Which one are you shooting at? 1, 2, or 3?
Middle one, 2.
Middle one, okay. He appears to be the worst for wear.
So, 18.
What armor class did you hit? 18? Okay, that's a hit. So go ahead and roll your damage. Add 10 to that.
A sweet. Let's see. This dice. 16.
Okay. So describe for me how you're able to dispatch the fellow in the middle with your sharpshooter arrow shot.
So carefully watching for an opening, I pull back and fire, and it sort of like goes under Lethyrus's armpit, right into the dude's eye.
Nice. Yeah, and he just howls and falls back and drops dead. Unfazed, his companions battle on. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn, Pavel?
I'll action surge and do another shot at number 1.
Okay. That's the one in front of Flint.
Again, sacrificing the taking the minus 5. That is going to be a 19.
Okay, that is also a hit.
I like having a high attack modifier. All right, that's only 12.
Okay, so you bury an arrow in this guy's chest, and he kind of looks and just kind of snaps it off, throws it aside. And it's,
right.
Blood is issuing forth. I mean, he's definitely got a couple of chunks out of him, but yeah, that one didn't take him down. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
Nope, I'm all set.
Okay, next in line, Lethyrus.
Which one hit Harlow?
The one that was in front of you is now down. There's one kind of diagonal to the right. That's the one Harlow was working on. And then Flint's just got hit with an arrow. The one to your left.
All right, if the one that hit Harlow is already dead, then
no, the one you were battling with. The one you were battling with is dead. The one that's on Harlow is still up.
Oh, the one that's okay.
Sorry about that.
In that case, seeing that Harlow has been hit, I'm going to draw Sunder and swing it at that guy. That is a 21.
Okay, that's a hit. Go do your damage.
Ooh, full damage. That is 16.
Nice. 16. Okay, so once again,
Oh wait, I'm sorry, 17.
having found purchase with a good stroke of your beautiful sword, Sunder, he reacts, but you feel like that should have opened up a much bigger gash than it did. And he didn't really necessarily block it with the sword. He just seems to be so bent on your destruction that it's like, not doing what you would hope it would do. What else would you like to do in your turn here?
Well, I took my action.
You have movement and a bonus action left.
Yes, I do. Okay, well, hammering horns again. Just try and push him away from Harlow.
So he's got to make that, what was it, DC 14?
14, yeah.
And that was strength?
Yep.
Okay. Describe what happens as you successfully hammering horns in.
I duck my head, and I catch him right under the armpits with both horns, and he just goes flying over my head 5 feet away onto the ground and is now prone.
Okay, so he is prone on his back on the ground about 5 feet down the hall as you see the Minotaur just blast this guy, and he howls, and falls prone, dropping his spear. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay. How about Flint? You're up. You have one in front of you. You just saw Lethyrus tear ass into one of these guys with her horns after gashing him with Sunder.
All right, I'm gonna just go for 2 axe attacks to the guy in front of me.
All right, do your thing.
It's gonna be 17 for the first one,
Okay.
and that's gonna be 8 damage. And then that's going to be math. 12 for the other one.
Okay. That's the AC you hit, or that's the damage?
That's the damage for the first one was only 8. The AC I hit is the 12.
Okay, yeah, that's a miss.
All
so
right.
your axe just doesn't, bite all the way through the leather and the hide. Anything else you want to do?
How far away is the guy that Lethyrus just threw?
He's probably, he went 5 feet back. He's probably 8 feet or so, maybe 10 feet from you.
All right, then that's all I'm going to do.
Very good. Okay. Harlow, you are up.
Alrighty. Since the guy next to me is dead, I'm gonna turn to the one that looks hurt. And I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on him.
Okay. Now the one that's next to you is the one that Lethyrus knocked prone. So he's not dead. He's just on his back, having gotten hammered by a minotaur.
Okay, and I thought he was a ways away now, not next to me.
About 5 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna step forward and stab him in the chest.
Absolutely, sounds lovely.
That is a 17 to hit.
Okay, very well. Let's go ahead and roll for damage. It's a good shot.
The D8, isn't it? Yeah. 10 damage.
Okay, he is looking fairly rough. Still prone.
Mhm.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No. That's it for me.
Okay, very good. So there are 2 guys left. One is prone, one is in front of Flint. So he will take a swing at Flint. 13.
Misses.
Okay, so he just swings wildly with his spear. He's completely enraged. He's like spitting and sputtering, yelling unintelligibly, insulting you, calling you everything but a whatever. And he misses. The other one will go ahead and spend half his movement to get to his feet. Harlow is right in front of him. And so he's going to take a swing at Harlow with the spear. And does the 21 hit? All right. That'll be 9 damage. Big spear blow.
Alright, I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
Okay. Very good. Describe for me what that is again.
He has to pass a dexterity check of 14. What it says is you point your finger at the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see Harlow in this almost like obviously a fit of rage for being run through with a spear, just raises her hand, and all of a sudden these flames leap up around this guy. And he is going to take 2d10 fire damage.
Mm-hmm. And that is 12.
Okay, and you begin to burn him to a crisp. He goes down, and he's howling in pain and agony as you absolutely burn him down. Nicely done.
You just hear me swearing in an infernal.
Nice. Okay, we're back to the top of the order. Pavel.
Yes, there's one guy left.
Yes, there is. He is closest to Flint. He's dude number 1.
Yep. I'm gonna make another attack. Yeah, that's a dirty 20 with my thing active. Sharpshooter.
Okay. Yep.
15.
Okay. Describe for me how this guy goes down.
Just pretty simple shot, center of the chest. snapping of sternum sound as it perforates him.
Very good. Okay. It goes quiet as the three warriors lay at your feet, deceased, one of which still sizzling.
Hey, Harlow. How did you do that? Where you just lit him on fire after he attacked you?
I've never been really sure. I think it has something to do with the horns and the tail. I don't
Gotcha.
think it's something that can be learned by
It's
someone.
pretty nifty. Just saying.
If I ever figure it out, maybe I'll be able to teach you, but it
would
just seems to
appreciate
be
that.
something I can do.
Well, I appreciate that. So, those guys were not. I was hoping maybe we could talk to them. That did not happen.
No.
Yeah, everyone in here is so mean.
Yeah, you definitely are right, Latheris. Yeah. So what do we have on them? Let's see what's in the bodies.
Okay. They're wearing leather armor, hides. There's nothing.
Nothing good? Nothing in their packs?
I'll take their dice set though.
Okay. It's just a crude,
Yeah,
a set of dice.
little knucklebone dice, basically.
Basically a little
Not-
knucklebone
Not
dice.
even
Yep.
not even real dice.
Nope.
Do you even dice, bro?
Boo.
Nice. So you're in this 15-foot wide passageway. Again, it's kind of torch lit, this one. It looks to be maybe an old armory.
Yeah, that's sort of what I
There's
was.
weapons and things hanging on the walls. The usual sort of things that you might, body armor, some crude bows. Everything looks kind of haggard. There's one decent looking longsword that looks like it could probably be sharpened to hold an edge, but most everything in here is pretty rough. There's a dagger that might be usable. There's a flail hanging on the wall that looks like it might be usable, but everything else looks like it would be, it would break or put you at some disadvantage if you were to use it.
So this passage, there's only the one exit other than the one we came in.
The passageway goes on. So you're about 25 feet into the room. It goes on to 40 more feet. And then the whole thing, it's going to the northeast. And then it kind of turns itself due north into a 20 by 20. What looks to be an open area of 20 by 20.
Yeah, I guess we'll go see what's up.
It's hard to see all the way around the corner, but you can see the first 20 feet of it.
Yeah, I guess we'll go see what's up there.
Okay. So you get up there and you see that it's actually 30 by 30, and there's a door in the northern wall at the very western edge. So it's basically 20 feet north and south, 30 feet east and west. And the door is in that northern wall over to the western corner.
Who would like to do the honors?
After you.
All right. I will mark the door and open it.
Okay. As you come to the door, mark the door, a giant crack opens in the center of the floor, and the middle drops down, and the sides slant inward, and Pavel vanishes. Pavel, you fall a good ways.
We haven't come across any traps before. We got complacent, guys. We got complacent.
And you land in very, very cold water, and you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you've fallen about 40 feet
All right,
into a pool of very cold water.
Could have been worse.
And you're
Okay.
in what looks like the kind of a corner of a cavern.
Okay, I do have dark vision, so
You're in about a 20 by 30 cavern. This is very cavey, no longer hewn stone or anything like that. And you're in about 8 feet of water.
Okay. Are there any ledges around? Is there like a shore?
To the west, the pool is about 15, 18 feet west to east, a full 22, 23 feet north to south. And the only way out of this cavern appears to be to go south and up out of the pool.
Okay.
You can see dry land, dry floor of the cavern to the west and dry floor to the south through a passageway.
I'm going to yell up, does anyone up there have rope?
I'm going to send the raven down to have a look around, and I guess all of us will start feeding a rope down if possible.
Okay. The raven, Pavel, you see the raven flutter down and scope out the chamber. And again, if you're looking down over top of the chamber, it's roughly, kind of oval shaped, 20 feet south to north, about 30 feet west to east. This pool that Pavel is in, you can see Pavel kind of treading water in this pool of water, is about 18 feet at its widest point, and north to south it's about 22, 23 feet. The raven flies through the passageway, and that opens up into a big irregularly shaped cavern. You can see with its vision, with its dark vision. But then the raven circles back in and comes into the chamber where Pavel is, and is kind of circling over Pavel.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll summon the raven back to me, and all of us, I guess, are just feeding a rope down, and I'll give it to Letherus to pull him up.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so when the rope gets down there, I'll tie sort of like a knot in it and, loop my arm in sort of climber style. Tug 3 times.
All right, you ready, Pavel?
Ready?
Heave and start pulling slowly with all my minotaur strength.
Okay, make me a strength check, please.
Just strength or athletics?
Pure strength.
Pure strength, okay. That'll be
Pure raw power, baby.
raw power. That'll be 18.
It's not bad.
Okay. You don't have too much trouble pulling him up there.
Oh, well, that was interesting. We haven't come across any traps yet, so I think we might be headed in the right direction.
It didn't seem like there was much down there. No activity anyways, other than what you caused.
Yeah, I saw the raven fly into the other room. What was there anything in there?
I'll describe it.
Yeah, it was a big irregular cavern. It was kind of drippy, dank. You're definitely, it's definitely a level below the dungeon that you're in. No hewn stone anymore. It's all just either been somehow roughly excavated or natural caverns.
Might end up needing to go down there at some point, so I guess we should definitely mark this off on our maps. But
the pit takes up the whole, a 10-foot wide slice of that chamber you're in. North to south 20 feet, east to west 10 feet to the western wall, and there's actually a passageway heading west out of this area beyond the pit.
Do we want to go across the pit?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think we probably should.
Maybe we can send one person over.
Yeah, I'll make a jump.
I'd like to assist him with that. Maybe just a little boost.
Push me.
Just
I'm pointing at the raven.
Oh yeah, send the bird.
Wait, I imagine this like I have Pavel by his shirt. Right? Oh yeah, right, the raven. Of course, I set Pavel down.
I'm like sort of like just a little off the ground, like. don't know about that.
And my eyes will go black, and I'll send the raven ahead, 150 feet to come back.
Okay. As you're standing there, the raven flutters down the passageway to the west about 20 feet, turns left to the south, goes about 20 feet, and then turns right and continues on west. And she kind of stops and turns around. Your guess is she's probably flown about 100 feet.
Yep.
And she gives a good look around, and the passageway continues on. You can see that it goes about 40 more feet, and then a passageway comes in from the left, which would be from the south, and it also continues onward. As you're standing there, the trapdoors swing shut in the floor, so now the pit trap is covered.
Okay. There is just another hallway like everywhere else down here. I didn't see any. She didn't see anything specifically interesting. Is there any more doors in this room?
There's nothing else in this chamber.
Okay. I guess then we either backtrack or toss each other over. Or toss Powell over.
Well, what do you think, Pavel?
I'm just gonna take a running leap and jump over the pit.
What
Flip?
about Bill?
Well, if need be, we could do something
Toss.
with Bill, I'm sure.
We could toss Bill. But
All right, so let's.
what do I need
You're
to roll
going to
to
toss the horse.
No. We were
No.
gonna jump over the pit.
Okay. Everybody's going to make an acrobatics check to each jump the pit.
Yeah. Flint's already jumped over. We were discussing whether or not Luthira should throw some people.
19.
Is that athletics or acrobatics?
Flint is cool. Acrobatics.
24.
You're
9.
good. 9? Who said that?
Me. Harlow.
Harlow. You almost make it across, and you catch yourself on the edge, triggering the trap. And I'm going to give you a dex save.
Is there a way I can assist? Like
You
try
can
to
try
reach
and grab her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna do.
I did it first.
Okay, so everybody make a dex save. Whoever's going to try and grab Harlow.
Oh, that's a 12
Six.
for me.
Dirty 20.
Okay, Pavel grabs your wrist. Harlow, you tried to grab the edge and try to catch yourself, but you were unsuccessful. Pavel has your wrist as you're dangling over the 40-foot pit.
Lathiris? Little help.
I
I-
grab
I'm
Pavel
kinda
and
10
start
feet
pulling
away.
him.
Yeah,
and
we
I use Pavel and pull her
pull
up.
her out.
Yeah, like, I'm on the side of the pit, man. I don't.
Oh, I thought you had jumped over, but yeah, I guess you hadn't.
Nah.
Yeah. So, with Flint's help, I pull her out.
Okay, very well. So you guys all pull Harlow out, and you are across the pit. You have about 20 feet of passageway before it turns left and then right again.
Yeah, I sort of pat Harlow on the shoulder. Gotta be more careful. Those things are dangerous. With like a big, like just shit-eating grin, like.
I'm not gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure you don't get pulled out next time.
Oh, thanks.
Walk on.
All right,
I'm
Lathiris,
for the bold job.
throw over Big Bill.
Can you guys catch him?
Is there like anything in the hey, Lathiris, before you do that, go get that cart from the armory and just shove it into the hole. It should fill it.
Of the pit?
Yeah. Cover
Okay.
it.
Damn it.
I was looking for
I don't want to throw old Bill.
No.
His joints are probably fine.
How
Make
big
it.
was that? How big was that cart?
It was probably like maybe 8 feet. I mean, it's broken.
Yeah.
It's just lumber at this point. And I certainly wouldn't want to walk on it, especially the weight of a horse.
All right, never mind.
If I were being a friendly DM.
Well, if you guys don't want me to throw him, which probably is a good idea, we could make a little rope thing. Kind of jerry-rigging him across.
Yeah.
Sure, let's make a pulley system and just bring him across.
I mean, yeah, other than that, all I can think of is I can pick him up and then jump, but that might...
I mean,
think that was
you're a
great.
pretty big dude. If anyone could do it, it's you.
Do you want to try that? We could try that.
This could go so bad. Do it.
Okay. I pick up Big Old Bill.
Get a
Like,
running start.
yeah, I gather up in my arms, and I back up to the door, and then I just get a running start. Here we go. I'm rolling. Oh my god, the natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay, nat 20. Describe this for me.
Oh my
I
god.
sail gracefully over the 10-foot pit with a full-size donkey in my arms.
Are you holding
And
it
then
like this?
I'm holding it, yeah, like you would a big dog.
You nat 20'd?
Yeah, nat 20. And I land
I
fully
imagine.
like a gymnast on the end.
I have to imagine Bill looks absolutely terrified.
Then I gently set down Old Bill.
My theater of mind is broken at the moment. Hang on a second. Just picturing this minotaur picking up a donkey,
Yeah.
running and jumping a 10-foot pit with the donkey. Okay, make me a strength check at disadvantage.
Sure. It's not as good. It's a 9.
Okay, so when you come down, you fall in a heap of minotaur and donkey.
Donkey.
And of course, Bill gets up, trying to scramble up and everything. And, but you guys are there. It's okay.
Whoa!
Carrying a donkey, jumping a pit.
Pat Letherius on the shoulder. Well done. Work on the landing, but well done.
Okay. Very nice.
It wasn't one of my more gossamer landings, but situation as it is.
Gossamer. Oh, good stuff.
So you're all across the pit. So again, you have about 20 feet of corridor, and then it turns left for 10 feet and then right again.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Okay.
So we go
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You're about at the point where the raven turned around. 90, 100 more feet, and you come to a doorway on your left. The passageway continues on 10 feet, turns left, or continues on straight.
Let's open the door.
Carefully.
There's more. Does this door have a mark on it?
No,
Okay.
this is an untouched door.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna inspect for traps.
Okay. Hit me with a perception.
15.
Okay. You're looking at the door. It's one of those typical heavy wooden doors that you've seen all through the complex.
Okay.
Indistinguishable from the others.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Okay. So you swing the door open silently, which still probably amazes you at how nicely and smoothly and silently all these doors swing open after what must have been years of, abandonment of this complex. And you're in, or looking into a room that's 10 feet. You're facing south, looking through the doorway. So you're entering the north wall of a room at the very western end of the room. So there's a wall running straight down to your right. And then if you look left, it's a long, long hall. 90 feet give or take. There are some torches lit. The stately room that you've looked into, it's a long hall, and in the center of this long hall is a rather plain table. 3 chairs around the table. A detailed stone carving adorns most of the length of the north wall of the room. It's about 90 feet in overall length. The wall carving depicts a mighty wizard on a hilltop, casting a spell in the air over a valley below, with an entire army fleeing in confused panic. The east and west walls are devoid of detail, although there are several wall pegs on each, apparently for hanging garments. In the southeast corner of the room is an ornate wooden bed. A diminutive humanoid figure wearing green robes is busy attempting to pry open a drawer in a nightstand near the bed.
I would like to sneak up on him.
Okay. Hit me with some stealth.
17.
Okay, so you enter the room. And you... How far in are you going? The bed is all the way at the other end of the room. There's a nightstand.
I want to go right up behind the person.
Okay.
And sort of, headlock. Like this.
Okay. When you get behind him, make me an attack roll. And it would just be your strength bonus to grapple.
18.
Okay. Let's see what that gets us, shall we? Okay, so you manage to quickly grab this fellow, and he starts squeaking and cursing. You've scared the crap out of him. He starts squeaking and cursing in some language you're not sure you understand. As you have him now in kind of that, what is that, the sleeper hold? Kind of got up under his...
Like a full Nelson sort of.
A full Nelson. Very good.
And I'm going to whisper in his ear, listen, we've been attacked by every goddamn thing we've come across in here. Give me a reason why me and my friends, and I turn the figure to them, shouldn't kill you.
You 3 see this, and you see a gnome. And Letherus, you'd swear you know this dude. Except his robes are a different color. And the 3 of you, why don't you all make perception with the exception of Pavel, since he's never seen this guy because he's behind him. Make a perception check for me. Letherus, you know, you're like, wait a minute, this dude looks familiar.
18.
18, what was yours, Harlow?
16.
Okay, so Harlow and Flint, you would say, man, this looks just like the dude that was in that chamber where we met Letherus. Except his robe's a different color.
What the hell are you doing here?
He looks up at Pavel as best he can and spits in your direction. What's your armor class? Pavel?
17.
Okay, so he spits and just kind of gets a little spray on your face. And in kind of broken common, fuck you. Who the hell are you? And let me go. And he's struggling, trying to get rid of you, get you off his back.
I walk up, put my blade to his throat.
Just to be clear, Letherus doesn't fully, get what's going on, right?
Right.
Excellent. Okay. Continue.
I mean, this dude looks familiar.
All right.
Like the same dude that, you met outside the queue.
Looks familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
So he's struggling, trying to, who are you people and what are you doing here? This is my treasure. This is mine. Get the fuck out. He's trying to get...
I'm going to sort of tighten sort of like, pulling the arms back uncomfortably.
Okay, he's like grunting and groaning. Damn it! Let me go.
Does he at all sound like the previous guy?
Oh yeah.
Would I recognize that?
It's the same accent. You ran into some of these folks on the road on the way up here. You would say this dude is probably a gnome.
Yeah. Listen here, gnome. We're the ones in positions of power at the moment. We hold all the cards in this conversation. You better start talking, because we've killed many of you in the last day or two.
Did you have friends here?
Did you perhaps have a friend with a wand?
He looks at you with just seething rage, and he spits again. He's, I don't have to tell you shit. And he vaporizes. And Pavel, you can tell you are no longer holding anything.
All right,
and
cool.
Give me positions in the room. We got basically a 20 by 90, west to east 90 feet, south to north 20 feet. How far into the room? Has everybody come over there to where he is? Is that what you all did?
No, I'm blocking the door.
Okay. Well, he appears over at the table behind you all. And I'd like you to roll initiative.
I don't even know why we try diplomacy here.
Yeah. I figured. Yeah. It was worth a shot. 15.
Same actually for Harlow.
21 for
Is that
Flint.
15 or
21.
16?
15 for Harlow.
11 for Lethyrus.
Okay. Bear with me here.
Shadow's making her move.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go Flint, the gnome, Harlow, Pavel, Lethyrus. Okay. Flint, this dude is now 30 feet behind you over on the other side of the table.
All right, I'm going to take a shot at him with my longbow.
Okay.
That's going to be a 15.
Okay. Your arrow glances off his shoulder and skitters across the room.
I see for a spell cast.
Like I say, he's got a good 30 feet between you all and a table.
I guess I'm going to hold my ground by the door.
Okay. So you're over at the door. So he's actually on your side of the table, but there's still 30 feet. He's like in the center of the room. Okay. So you fire at him from behind him. He's at the table. So if you can picture again, this room is a long rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
Flint is at the door. The rest of you are in the room over there, kind of, interrogating this guy. He poofs, goes to the middle of the room, putting the table between Harlow, Lethyrus, Pavel, and him. And then Flint is on the same side of the table, but 30 more feet at the door you came into the room. Everybody got that in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's in his little green robes. And it is now his go. Bear with me here while I figure out what we're doing. So you see him start to appears to be casting a spell. If I could turn pages faster, I'd give you a better description.
The kitty.
Okay. So he starts to do his thing, and he's turning around looking at Flint. And Flint, I need you to make a saving throw for wisdom.
All right. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you feel something wash over you, and then nothing happens. And that is going to be his action. He's going to move to get under the table, giving himself half cover. So we are down to Harlow.
I am going to take a shot of Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay.
That is 16 plus 7, so it'll be what, 23?
Okay. Let me see something here real quick.
I'm assuming that's gonna hit. Actually, no, 22. My thing's wrong.
Okay, that's a hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
That is 13 damage.
Youch. Okay.
And oh, I'm an idiot. I should have remembered. I'm gonna cast Hexblade's Curse on him.
Okay.
Forgot to do it before, but I'll put it on him now. I keep forgetting that one.
That's your bonus action, right?
Yep, that's it for
Very
me.
good. All right, Pavel.
Guess who ignores 1/2 3/4 cover with his bow?
Oh, nice.
This guy. Yeah, I take a shot at my -5, which means it's just a measly +4.
Damn it.
Nat 20.
Okay, so that's 2 damage rolls.
Yes, sir. +10.
Oh, yeah, and plus 10.
my. Hot
Plus
damn.
4. Or sorry, +5. So 2d8 plus 15.
Right. Yeah, you get the dex bonus on that, but one.
I have forgot to add that +5 on all my attacks so far. $27 points of damage.
Describe for me.
So I feel like this guy's feeling a little smug underneath his table, and I want him to look up and just see the tip of my arrow as it enters his face.
Yeah, so his jaw, you see him, like, his jaw drops, and then and he just thump, and then blood just pools.
I get up from like the kneeling position I was in to get like right at level with him. I'm suitably tired of these fucking gnomes.
Yeah, new rule. We come across a gnome, we kill it.
Yeah, I was hoping to maybe get some answers, but clearly nothing in here wants to talk.
He's down.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna pull his body out from under the table fairly unceremoniously and do a quick once over.
Okay, so he's got a pouch.
Yep.
And like a large belt pouch, hard leather,
Okay.
inside his robes.
Yeah, I'll take the stuff and see what's inside.
Okay. So you can see that he's got spell components and various things, but there's also a small pile of gold.
Okay.
Gold coin, 23 to be exact,
Okay.
and a potion.
Ooh, fancy. No indicators as to what the potion is.
How about we all make a perception check on that?
Dirty 20.
No, I rolled an 8.
15.
Okay.
16.
Okay, so Lathyrus, Flint, and Harlow immediately recognize this viscous pink liquid as a healing potion. Pavel, you just somehow couldn't put 2 and 2 together. Sorry,
Yeah.
buddy.
Sorry, I was like, balance it. Like, I was sort of mentally weighing and counting the gold. Who wants this?
We'll put it with the old bill.
Lathyrus, do you have any potions on you?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll put it on Old Bill.
Okay.
By the way, is someone keeping track of the potions that Old Bill has? Because I have not.
The illustrious DM doing it.
No.
I think I'm gonna go back through the episodes and start tracking. I know he had 2 for sure, and we had 1 or 2 each.
You guys. He came with a stock of healing potions, 2 for each party member.
We had all taken one initially to hold on our persons, so that means he had 6, at least for a while. I don't know if we used any and took some from him. Is the problem?
Yeah, you would have had 10 healing potions because you had a party of 5.
Yeah.
There would have been 5 on the horse still, or on the mule still. Each of you carrying 1. I don't recall if anybody's quaffed healing potions or not, but there should be 5 on the mule.
Okay.
Or the
So
donkey.
we'll tentatively say 6 for now, but yeah, we'll go through the episodes to make sure.
Very good. Okay, so you're in this room. There is an alcove about 10 feet deep and 30 feet wide in the southern wall. And there are a couple of doors in it. There's also the bed, which is a beautifully carved wooden bed, and a nightstand.
I'm gonna look in the nightstand.
Okay. The drawer is locked. There's a dagger on the floor that apparently this fellow was using to get into the nightstand.
Unsuccessfully.
Hold on, I have an idea. Can I try the key on the nightstand?
Sure. There's a keyhole. You insert the key, and you unlock it.
All right, what is inside?
Nice. There's a pouch, a large iron key that looks rather important because it's big and iron, and I emphasized it as large.
Flint, please do the honors of seeing what this mystery object is.
All right.
And 2 potions. So a pouch, a large iron key, and 2 potions, one of which appears to be identical to the one you just took off of the corpse of the gnome.
All right. I'm going to pocket the key, and I'm going to open the pouch to see what's inside.
Okay. You see a pile of electrum. If you take the time to count them, there's 17 of them.
Okay.
Electrum pouch.
That's that weird currency between
Silver and gold.
Silver and gold. Silver and gold.
And you have the unidentified potion.
Does it look anything like the potion of superior healing that I have?
No.
Okay. A mystery.
Let's try to identify it.
I am going to add the other potion to Old Bill's inventory. Okay. Yeah, any way we can identify it, maybe? Perhaps.
Does anyone have the ability to identify magic items?
No.
No, I certainly don't.
No.
I would say the answer to that question is no.
All right.
Doesn't match anything you have?
I will add 1 mystery potion to Old Bill's inventory.
All right. While we're over here, I'm going to check under the bed.
Okay. Nothing too exciting under the bed. The only other thing in the room of note is on the table there's a very nicely fashioned pewter pitcher and 3 pewter mugs. They're very finely crafted. You might assume they would fetch a price. You know, if you could sell them, trade them.
I'm gonna hazard a guess, guys, that this is because we have found Rogan's room, I think.
Yeah, it was connected to Melissa's.
I think this might be Zeligar's.
I'm gonna guess yes.
It's moderately ostentatious, and Zeligar sounds like the man, the name of an ostentatious man.
Well, it's got that huge, long.
Yeah, can you tell us about that again?
Yeah, so it's a wall carving, and it's that whole 90-foot wall, and it's probably about 3.5 feet high, at viewing level on the wall. And it's this intricately carved scene of a mighty wizard on a hilltop, and it appears to be casting a spell over a valley beneath him. And this army is in the valley, and they look confused and trying to escape or get away in some kind of a panic.
Definitely Zeligar. Zeligar was a wizard, and if there's anything I know about wizards, is that they're sneaky. They like to hide things. I'm going to take a look around the room for any hidden stuff or things like that.
Okay. Again, you have the alcove in the southern wall. That's about 30 feet wide, 10 feet deep. There's a door at each end of it in the southern wall. You have the bed, again, ornately carved designs in the bed. And actually, if you inspect that a little bit, you see some gold leaf kind of inlaid and very faintly the name Zeligar in the headboard of the bed. Beautiful bed. Hand carved, gold inlay.
Is it the same like wood that the like thrones were like the wooden chairs?
No, this is nicer, almost like a rosewood. Those were more of a utilitarian, like oak.
Yeah, okay,
that sort of thing.
Fancy rosewood, but no like hidden compartments in the bed, perhaps in like the bed frame, perhaps, or in the walls.
You can roll perception and see.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
So as you're looking around the bed and everything and inspecting it, it just looks like a beautifully finely crafted bed. Nothing aside from its level of craftsmanship, the fine wood, nothing out of the ordinary really strikes you.
Mm-hmm. I did say also like around the walls.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to assist. I'm going to go over those walls with a fine-tooth comb.
And Nat 20, go ahead and roll perception. But with his Nat 20, he swears to God if there were something here, he would see it.
Nat fucking 20.
Yeah.
And so you would second that emotion, Arlo. You are convinced. You are convinced that nothing is hidden in this room.
Well, let's go through these doors in that southerly alcove. See if he's got any fancy stuff down there.
So there's a door on the southern wall that's kind of at the east end, and there's a door at the west end. Both on the southern wall.
One moment. You said this bed was rosewood?
Yeah.
I would like to take some of the bed.
Like one of the posts? Do you just rip it off?
Yeah, I would like to chop off a nice hunk of rosewood from the bed and just stick it in the pouch.
Okay. Yeah, you could get off of like maybe one of the side rails or something. Split it off. Hack it off. However you need to do, snap it off with your amazing strength, and you have a nice piece of rosewood. Might be worth some money.
Heck yeah.
All right, we'll go through the east door.
Okay. So you open that door, and it looks like you've opened the door to a large closet, kind of 20 by 20 feet, with an alcove, situated in the opposite end. In one corner of the room, several bolts of cloth are stacked, and on one wall, several garments are hung, mostly coats and cloaks. Again, looks like a big honking closet, 20 by 20 with a 10-foot alcove.
Anything nice in it?
So it looks like the materials were fine in their day, but they appear to be a little moth-eaten, partially rotted. They've been in there very dusty. It's been hanging in there a long, long time. You could, there are robes and cloaks and dressing garments and things of that nature. But they're all in pretty rough shape. Nothing too really wearable, usable. There's a wooden stand all the way back in that alcove, and it looks like there's several books on that wooden stand.
Ooh, I'm about that. I'm going to go look at the books.
Okay. There are 5 of them. I have book 1 through 5.
All right. Just go through the stack. I'll go 1 through 5.
Yeah, so the first book, it looks like it's written in common, and just leafing through it, you got to blow the dust off, that kind of thing. And it looks like it's like a local history, many pages of local history, all written in common, something of that nature.
Okay. And book 2.
Second book is written in a very fluid, beautiful script. Let's give me a shot at who's got what languages again.
Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Celestial, Common, and Infernal.
Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Primordial.
Common, Elvish, Goblin, and Orc.
Okay, so everyone with Harlow recognizes this right away as Elvish. And it's apparently an encyclopedia of various plants. I mean, the illustrations would have kind of given you a clue to that, but it's written in Elvish.
I want it.
I give it to Lathyrus.
Yeah, so I know you like to garden. So there are several different types of plants identified in here. It seems like almost like a field guide to identifying plants of the region.
Yes.
Trees, produce type plants, all that sort of stuff.
Book number 3.
Sure. Again, a very unremarkable book. If you open it up, it looks like a kind of a notebook with handwritten entries, runes, markings, tough to decipher. It's not really easily discernible. It looks like it's been written in some kind of shorthand or some sort of something that you don't really recognize.
Would I perhaps recognize this as a spell book, maybe?
No, because it looks more like a notebook, like it's bound at one end, and it looks like it's all like penciled and scratched out. And if you had to guess, it might be like a journal or a log of something.
Well, I will hold on to that. Potentially translate it later. Book 4.
Okay. This work, written in common, discusses weather. Several well-illustrated drawings of meteorological phenomena. Not a lot of descriptive text. Just giving you examples of different types of clouds, what fronts are like, the seasons, things of that nature.
Okay.
Looks to be some notes in the margin of the same handwriting that you saw in the previous tome.
Yeah. Okay. And then, last but not least, book 5.
Sure. Does anybody speak Gnomish? I can't recall.
No.
Okay. Well, there's a famous gnome named Sel, S-E-L, Dortz, D-O-U-R-T-S. I would say that Pavel and Harlow have heard of this guy. He's a naturalist. And the name in the book in common says outdoor survival. And then underneath, 2 gnomish words are written. You would presume that that's the title.
Okay. By Sel Darts?
Dortz.
S-E-L-D-O-U-R-T-S, Dortz, Sel Dortz.
Okay.
This might be useful.
Yeah.
So I
There's
think
a oil lantern along one of the walls, hanging. There's no fuel in it. And then there's a small stack of papers, like a little writing desk there. And there's a fancy stone paperweight that's monogrammed with the letter Z holding down the papers. Interesting.
What does the paperweight look like exactly?
Just a stone slab. This has this ornate sort of a rune-looking Z.
Are there any drawers on this writing desk?
Nope.
I'm gonna take a look at the papers. Is it in that same cipher that we don't know?
There's various writings in common, hand-scribbled, very similar handwriting to what you saw in the margins of the weather book and in the notebook, the runes and things that were indecipherable, but the same type of script, handwritten. And it's like inventory of foodstuffs, information about the construction of Cascaton, things, just kind of mundane sort of records and housekeeping items. Apparently
Anything
this
like
might
a
be-
map?
All right.
No, nothing like a map. Where
I'm
would
going-
it be?
Yeah. I'm going to tuck those notes into the notebook. Perhaps I can use the different ones that are in common and shorthand to potentially translate the shorthand later on, but I won't do that just yet. But I'll stick those and the rest of the books, honestly, in my backpack.
Okay. Very good. There's nothing else in this space.
To the door on the west, I say.
Yes. To the door on the west is a 10-foot passageway through that door. And it comes to a T. You're going due south. Comes to a T after 30 feet. You can go left or you can go right. If you were to go left, you would go through the zigzag and back through the door into the armory where you took down the barbarians.
Yep. Okay.
Right it is then.
If you go right, you go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet into a T. There's a right turn and a left turn. Right is to the north, left is to the south. And this is a passageway you have traveled down before.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another door in that bedroom? The three doors?
Actually, yeah, there was. There was a third door in the south wall.
Well, we should probably go check that.
Before we
Yeah.
had it together, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so you're going to open that door?
Yes.
Again, it's another typical heavy wooden door like the rest of the ones in the complex. As you open the door, you see a 10-foot wide passage that extends about 30 feet, and then it kind of widens. And as your light source pierces the darkness, you are greeted by a magnificent sight. The spectacle is indeed impressive. Large wooden chests, there are 2 of them, each studded with jewels, overflowing with riches. The lids are actually open. You see gold pieces all in them and around them. You see an assortment of glittering gems and jewelry in these 2 chests.
I'm gonna pop arrow in each because I'm exceptionally suspicious of everything now.
Mm-hmm.
If a mundane door is trapped, these would definitely be trapped.
Yeah, I want to rush
Okay.
in, but I'm going to let you guys take the lead because I don't really care about gold.
So you're going to knock an arrow.
I'm gonna shoot both.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
This will be on the leftmost one. That's going to be a 26.
Okay. Very good. So as you fire your arrow, it passes through the chest and clatters harmlessly to the wall.
And then I will shift my aim and do it at the other one. And that one is going to be a 18. Yes, that is how math works.
Once again, the same effect. As you fire your arrow, thus dispelling the illusion, you see that the floor is kind of bumpy, discolored, almost as if it's been charred or melted. Kind of the walls look to be charred a little bit.
I'm not going to go in, but I'm sort of going to look up at the ceiling to see if there's anything noticeable that might, cause fire.
No?
All right. Well, we're not going to go in there. Unless we think it's absolutely necessary.
Is there anything else in the room?
No, it's just a bare room. It just looks like maybe the stone has been partially melted, scorched heavily. All
Plus
same
something
thing.
down there. See if it's if it's a fire trap or something. Just see what happens. I'm just curious at this point. I'm tired.
Yeah. Lathyrus, come with me. I'm going to go, with Lathyrus' help, pull off one of the bedposts. And I'm going to sort of poke the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it thuds against the stone. It appears to be very solid stone, but it does look to have been bubbled or melted or altered in some way by some incredibly intense heat or something like that.
But you
guess.
say there's really no place where it looks like fire or anything would shoot into the room.
The entry where the point at which you enter the hallway before it kind of opens into that triangular opening, that's untouched. But
like, is it a hard line?
No, as you progress further down in there, it becomes worse and worse. Charred, some places cracked or melted. It looks like there's been some significant dispersion of heat or some form of energy in this space, perhaps more than once.
I mean, it's got to be a trap somehow. I'm going to look at the back of the door.
Okay. Just wooden door. No scorch marks, nothing.
I don't want to, go in there and accidentally murder myself, but I'm also really curious as to how it works. I guess some mysteries will never be solved.
I think I'm gonna. Don't give me that look, Kayla.
I mean, I have resistance to fire damage because of my mask, but
Wait, so do I. I'm fucking
You have-
tiefling.
you have resistance to fire?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
tiefling. I'm
I'm going to
resistance.
I'm going to take the mask off and give it to you, because if you already have resistance, you now have immunity.
All right. And how long does it take for you to attune to it?
Oh, attunement's usually a good hour.
Yeah.
You could have
comfortable.
lunch,
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah,
let's
let's
take
take a
quick
short
rest.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I need
Take
a.
short rest.
I definitely need a.
I got some pocket flapjacks. I can.
Why does everyone put their food in their pockets?
Where else are we supposed to put it?
That's fair. Also, that's fucking gross.
I mean,
Like-
clearly you've never had a pocket flapjack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lint.
Here,
lint
I'll take a pocket flapjack and take a piece of pocket jerky and sort of wrap the flapjack around it.
Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
That's the poor man's burrito.
Ooh, I'm back at the hill.
You guys are gross. As I shove an eyeball in my mouth that I'd been saving.
Okay, so lunch and a short rest. This would certainly give Harlow sufficient time to sit with the mask and meditate with it and so forth.
Okay.
Kind of attune herself. Excuse me. Woo.
All right.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to. Well, first of all, I'm going to make Sonia hop onto Pavel's head,
I like this.
and I'll have my sword out in one hand. Maybe ready an Eldritch Blast in the other, because I'm paranoid, and I'm just going to walk down the hallway towards the end.
Okay. So you're going to walk down through there 10 feet, 20 feet. It's more charred. You're starting to notice, again, the cracks and the bubbles and the slag and the floor and the walls. 30 feet down in there. It smells, I'm not sure what burnt stone smells like. There's a bit of a sulfuric residue. You could tell there's been major conflagration in this
Absolutely.
hallway. And then you reach the end, and there you are.
Nothing happens. I jump up and down a bit.
Yeah.
I
nothing.
poke things with my sword.
Yeah, everything's
Check
really
the walls.
solid stone. Again, it just looks like there's been some major immolation, that's actually melted some of that stone.
All right. Well, it was worth it. It was worth a shot.
I walk back down.
Yeah. Question, Harlow. Does Harlow wear armor?
Yeah.
Okay. Because just for reference, because of the draconic majesty on the mask, if you have no armor, you get to add your charisma bonus to your armor class. So I don't know if that would be better, but
Nope. It'd only
Okay.
be a 14. My stuff's 15 at the moment, so
but
it's not bad though.
keep in mind for later.
See, I'm picturing this mask as just like I can't fit it in over my head because of the horns. So just there's horns sticking out of like the dragon's nostrils, the way it's sitting on my head.
That's good stuff.
But it looks a bit goofy.
Okay. Well, I think this is as good a place as any to stop for the evening.
All right.
Aw.
Another good chunk of dungeon conquered, yet no Zeliger's Bane.
Yeah, but we found Zeligar's bed.
Yes.
Oh,
Piece of it with you.
What?
So,
can I try something before we go?
sure.
We're walking into the room and it's oh wait. I don't have any fire stuff because Eldritch Blast isn't fire. Shit.
Why? What? What were
I
you
mean-
gonna try to do?
We got
Cast
torches.
fire down the hallway. Magical fire.
Ah, that's fine.
What about regular fire?
I'll toss a
Toss
Eldritch Blast
torch.
down the hallway. Just
Ha!
I don't know.
Have at thee.
Does anything happen when she tosses a torch down the hall?
No. It clatters,
Blast.
sparks,
As the sparks float into the air, what awaits our adventurers next time?
Yes, on into the Borderlands. All right, very nice. Very good. I hope you enjoyed our session this evening. I'd like to say thanks to our good friends in chat for hanging out. Of course, thanks to Castle Mac Steven back at the radio station doing all the button pushing and the levering and all that stuff, producing our little show.
Some banhammering.
So I saw that, yeah. I had to whip out the old
Turn it down.
hammer there.
People. My goodness.
Nothing fun ever happens when I'm on guard duty. Tell ya. So let's go around the room. Pavel, you went last to start, so you can go first. Tell us something you really liked about tonight's session, and then give us the lowdown on where we can find you.
God, as much as I literally know nothing about it, but my favorite thing was the pit, just like Harlow's facial expressions during the what I assume is a dream sequence. It was like gut wrenching to not know what was happening, but I loved it because I've done that before as a DM. So that was amazing. And I am Devin. I am Utilitas on Discord, and here on Twitch. I'm a mod for CastleMac, and then I'm on Twitter. My name for that's down below, and I play here.
Woo.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Latheris. Abby.
Well, I'm Abby. I'm a Scasiodio across the internet, but the only thing I really do is play here every other Wednesday and work to get a degree in zoology.
Cool. Did you have a particularly favorite moment or scene or situation
Oh,
in
yes.
this evening session?
I think the intrigue of Harlow's situation was interesting, but I think I liked the moment where we all shared some minor backstory, because that was a nice difference. It's all the weird sadness and then just the theorist saying, I'm all right. I got this pretty good. You guys are kind of sad. Are you okay?
He's a group therapist.
I do want to.
Therapist.
I want to note that the vague references at my parents were more made with a tone of anger than sadness. That is a thing that is worth noting.
Noted.
Parental hatred and blame. Yeah.
Same
Parental
with you,
hatred
actually.
and blame versus flowers.
Flowers and farmland.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Harlow.
I am Miss Misery here on Twitch, and you can see my Twitter handle down below. I'm in several games a week, so definitely give me a follow there because I tweet about them. Tomorrow I am on twitch.tv/the
The Ambrius.
thank you, the Ambrius, on a Curse of Strahd game, and Sundays I am on Welcome to Party in a Warhammer 4E campaign.
Nice.
That's it. And Wiley, you bastard. I was not expecting that. That was so good. You made me cry. You're mean.
Nice.
But that's amazing. I love it so much. Thank
That's
you.
2.
We need to get like a shirt that says Wiley Hobbit made me cry.
Yes.
Love it. Good. Very good. And finally, Flint.
Hey everybody, Shannon Logic across all the internet, and oh my god, favorite moment. It's hard to pick. This is a fun session with some vague backstory spilling between characters, but I think my favorite moment was actually the talk that Flint and Harlow had after everybody had awoken. I think that was really nice, and getting to name the Raven was fun. So
Yeah, Sonia. Nice, cool. Well, I'm Wiley Hobbit, and I DM here every other Wednesday, give or take. Also play in the Mac Marches from time to time here. Really love that. I hang out and moderate in the Twitch channel here, and of course, talk too much in Discord. It's just a great community. Really love it here at Castle Mac. And I'm in a Monday game over on Welcome Party. Welcome to the party. So great community over there as well. So I think my favorite part of this was obviously hanging out with Harlow in our little time together. That was kind of cool. I had a lot of fun thinking about that and coming up with that, but it was really cool to see her role play and interaction. But beyond that, I also enjoyed just sitting back and letting you all carry the story for a good long while as your characters get to know each other. So I think that's pretty cool. So there you go. I want to throw it back to Steven, I guess. I don't know if he's going to raid or anything like that, but it looks like we're going to raid. Macolites never say die. Thanks to everybody in chat. Really appreciate that very much for having people hang out and be nice to each other. And we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. So thanks very much.
Bye.
Woo.
Bye.
See
bye
ya.
internet.